try this before, which is crazy because there's a lot of long dark videos out there. But no one that I know of has tried to do only tactical gear as like a challenge, which is a hilarious challenge because the ballistic vest is so unbelievably heavy, but my protection is 93%. So I'm literally just Brock Lesnar. Looks boring AF. You look boring AF. That's not true. You're super handsome. It's getting dark out here. Hello, everybody. We're playing the Long Dark today. And today we're doing something a little bit different. Not only are we playing the Long Dark, but we are doing a very unique challenge. Something that I've never really seen anyone else do before. And that is, you can only use tactical gear, which is already getting wet because it's been snowing. So the rules are that I can only use tactical gear, which includes the ballistic vest, which is basically what makes it such a challenge. Another rule is that I cannot drop Vaughn's rifle or the Warden's revolver at any point. And you can already see right here, my weight is pretty heavy, and I'm not even carrying that much stuff. So I guess the biggest pros and the biggest cons, the pros are that my protection is really fucking high. And yeah, that's about it. For cons, I can't sprint much. My mobility is really low. I look like a goofy goober. And in terms of warmth, it's actually better than I thought it would be. I don't get too cold very often. But clearly, I mean, the tactical vest is, or the tactical jacket is just not very warm compared to other items like the expedition parka or the mariner's pea coat. But the protection is 15%, which is pretty bananas. Yeah, pretty interesting. So the aviator cap, I couldn't really find or think of anything that replicates an ACH better than an aviator cap, so I went with that. It's pretty warm. All the stats are really good, to be honest with you. And the technical balaclava, which is probably the best in-slot item for your inner layer. So your headgear is actually pretty great. Tactical jacket, it's pretty waterproof, really good protection, but it is not warm. I actually could not find the military coat. I don't know where it is, otherwise I would have it here. But I decided to go with the Mackinac jacket. Really, it's your outer layer that matters the most anyway. So I went with Mackinac. And then since my tactical jacket is not very warm, I went with double cow sweater for the inner layers. They're extremely warm, even though they're a little bit heavy. And then tactical gloves. Now, personally, I honestly think tactical gloves are the best in-slot item for your hands. That's just my opinion. I know a lot of people like the gauntlets, or the rabbit skin gloves. Some people like the wool mittens just because they're so... Can you hear me? I think we lost audio for a minute. Yeah, my mic's been kind of goofy. Did you hear me talk about the build and everything? Yeah, cool. Yeah, and I can go back and look at it later. Can't hear you anymore? Yeah. Sometimes my mic cuts out. But it's a cheap mic, so what are you gonna do? Oh, Greg might join us. Hold on. Hold on. It's about to be a real party. This guy, hold on. For those who don't know, this guy is the life of the party. Truly. So yeah, Greg might join us here in a minute. You caught the first half? Oh my god, so you missed the entire... Okay. I mean, I can go over it again later. For now, we can just play, but... For now, we can play because I'm gonna fucking... You know what's really tempting, though? I used to do this back when I was a fucking noob. I used to sleep outside of my bedroll, just outside of my shelter. And then I'd wake up and I'd be soaking wet. I know, sounds like a party, but it's really not as fun as it sounds.
Could end up being useful.
Alright. Yeah, okay, we gotta gather up some firewood. One of the good things about this hut is you have this bin here where you can store 132 pounds. So you can put an outrageous amount of firewood in here. Let's see, I didn't lose any condition in here, right? No, we're good. The funny thing about this build is that you can't run hardly at all. Like, it is rough. You're so heavy. But your protection is 93%, which is outrageous. That's why I just strolled into Baltimore like it was no big deal. Typically, you don't want to do that. But with a 93% protection, it feels pretty good. It feels pretty good. Ooh, piece of candy.
Wonder
Ooh.
if this is any good to eat.
Yeah, I'll eat dog food. I don't give a shit. I lived off MREs for 6 years. I'll eat dog food. Look at these motherfuckers. Bunch of pansies running around. Running around like a chicken with its dick cut off. They thought it was their neighborhood. I don't think so. You're in the hood now, motherfucker. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Come here. Come here. I'm not done with you. Where'd you go? Ah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Ash Canyon used to be a actually really easy region to survive in. But since they added Timberwolves, it's been a little bit harder. You can just pick up an absurd amount of sticks, and it works. And they're so renewable. They respawn pretty fast, so... Now I gotta be honest about Outward 2. Not impressed so far, but I'm hoping that they make some changes. There's definitely some cool features. At the beginning of the game, there's a giant that walks around, and you can follow him, and he'll take you to a town where a bunch of giants live, and there's a merchant there, and then just a bunch of people who antagonize you, but it's definitely a harder start than the first game. I know a lot of people said it's a really rough start in the first game, but once you know what you're doing, you're alright. I think this one's a lot harder. It is a really rough start. You really can't wander around much, because in the first game, if you stay in Chersonese, you'll be fine. Like, just pick your battles, get some good gear, and you'll be fine. But if you leave Chersonese, you might find yourself in trouble, right? Well, with this game, it doesn't matter. Like, you move 5 steps, and you're gonna run into something that'll kill you. Also, dude, the Pearl Birds. So in the first game, the Pearl Birds would just, like, pussy out and run away from you. Dude, they'll attack you on spot in the second game. Yeah, they grew a dick and balls, and they'll straight up attack you.